Bots in shooter games are really difficult to get right. You need to make something that has as deep of a moveset as the player and generally has to be as strategic as a player. But at the same time, you can't make a complete aimbot. It needs to make errors, and it has to do all of this through programming, where it is incredibly easy to forget something players just naturally do, like prioritizing taking out bigger enemies first, saving equipment for the right time. Bots in any game that doesn't have an objective best option for any scenario can easily be horrible. How it gets this bad, I don't know. Payday the heist bots are widely considered a joke. You could argue this was meant to encourage you to play multiplayer, but this is also why it's kinda hard for me to recommend the game to other people. There's rarely more than like 3 lobbies open at any time in this game, so playing with bots can be your only option. But the bots just stop working on higher difficulties. On normal, they're competent enough purely because the cops can't outdamage them, but at higher difficulties, they just get shredded. Because they don't know how to actually take cover and have no sense of instinct with where the cops are, they just get downed in the middle of a horde, so trying to revive them is just suicide. Can't get that through to the other bots though. If one bot gets downed out of position, the others just bolt it to save them. They don't even try to clear the area first, they just go for the revive. Your only option is to yell at them for 30 seconds in the hope that you can convince them it's not worth it. Payday the heist bots cannot keep up with the player. They're slow, and if they even manage to get close, there's a decent chance they're just going to run off and do their own thing. On Overkill Plus, you basically have to wrangle the bots over any long distance journey because if you leave them for a second, they're going to die. Payday 2 bots used to be horrible as well. I can't say too much about this era as I didn't play the game at the time, and I don't want to install some old ass version of it. But the bots were still weak, and for some reason you only got 2 of them. But modern Payday 2 bots aren't perfect. For some reason the bots can't equip akimbo weapons, and this can only be solved through the use of mods. I can understand why special weapons might be excluded, because the difference in how you use a rifle and a shotgun isn't that great, while the difference in how you use a rifle and a flamethrower or grenade launcher or bow is pretty fucking big. Plus, the concept of infinite ammo could be a bit too much for these types of weapons. But is there a real reason the bots can't use akimbo weapons? This can only be solved through mods when it just feels like something that should be in the base game. The buffs the bots give you are stupidly powerful. If you have a bot with Inspire, you basically don't even go down. You just get instantly revived. Bots can just completely ignore shields, as well as make the player tankier. But the most broken buff is the interact speed boost. This shit is stupid. Interacting with objectives is what kills players. They force you into the open to be shot by the entire US military. So shortening that time is obviously going to be impactful. But the buff increases with every bot you have on your team. So in single player, you have a 75% interaction speed boost. So many loud heists are saved by this boost. If you don't have it equipped on your bots, you're basically throwing. Bots are more than just buff givers in Payday 2, they're actually competent enough to survive on their own. Not because their AI is improved, but because they're just tanky as hell. On Death Wish and above, they have 8,000 health. 8,000! I have spent time with these fuckers, they don't go down. The only reason why Payday 2 bots will ever get killed is if they get hit by a cloaker, which over the span of 14 years they have not learned to kill before reviving someone. Damage to this 8,000 isn't even permanent, it all regenerates too quickly for the cops to make any progress at killing them. 2 players, 2 bots is arguably a better setup than 4 people. Payday 3. I don't own Payday 3. I mean, the fact that they could revive each other was a big deal, so I can't imagine it's very good.